Hey guys, I'm Ellie and welcome back to my channel. Vent, I need you to stop. Just shut it down. I'm sorry that it's been a while, and now I'm even more sorry because my videos are going to be a little out of order than I normally do them. I don't even know if you guys notice. You probably don't. It's probably just on me. But that's just because some of the videos that I'm doing like need to happen before some of the other ones because the things that I'm mentioning doesn't make any sense. One of the things that has been affected is my wrap up for this month, which is what we're here for. I don't know if you guys have noticed this new location, but if you saw recently I tweeted that I bought a house, and this here is going to be the library. I'm actually having custom shelves put in. They start this weekend. I don't know when it's going to be done. I'm hoping this weekend. At least within the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping that the custom shelves will be done. I'm very excited. They're going to be massive. They're going to take up their floor to ceiling. They're going to go from one side to the other. I'm hoping to get like a ladder. Oh, I'm just so excited. So I had filmed an empty house tour for you guys and I was just so excited. It was literally less than 2 minutes long because I was just so stinking excited. It is also a small house, so there isn't really much to show. And I was very eager to move in because of my living situation that I had, which was not ideal. So I was eager to move in the first chance that I could. Now, because of some of the videos that I'm going to be putting out, especially my super secret video that's going to be coming at you guys soon, my wrap up is going to be a little shorter than it should be. However, you guys are going to get a really massive wrap up coming soon, hopefully. Hopefully, I'm almost done. So I am technically going to give you all the stats for January here, but you're not going to get to see all the books. I'm sorry for that. There'll be more information on that when the video comes out, so I just don't want to give it away, and the titles would definitely give it away. So let's get into the stats. I'm using my super handy spreadsheet. I did a video on that you guys can check out. Total things that I read in January was actually 12 things, which was pretty good in my opinion. That tends to be like a higher amount of what I read. I read anywhere from like 10 to 15 things in a month. Total pages read is probably the most that I read in a while, 2,288. Holy cow. I did buy 12 books. Well, I hauled 12 books in January. I didn't technically buy all of them, so I did borrow, I believe, 8 things from the library. Of those, 1 was contemporary, 3 of those were fantasy, 1 was non-fiction, 1 was horror, 1 was sci-fi, 1 was a short story collection, 1 was a thriller, and 2 of those were graphic novels, so a little bit all over the place. It was a weird month, I'm not gonna lie. Of those, 5 were audiobooks, 3 were ebooks, and 4 were the physical books. 7 of those were adult, 4 of those were middle grade, and only 1 of those was YA. Like, I feel like people assume that I'm a YA channel, but I feel like I talk about way more adult books than I do YA, so I'm glad to finally be tracking that. And so far, so I can tell you about 5 of the things that I read. So I'm just gonna go in the order that I read them. Normally I would do this by the type of book that I read, like audiobook, graphic novel, things like that, but instead, since there's only 5, I'm just going to talk about them in the order that I read them. One of the first things that I finished for the month was The Dark Prophecy. This is the second in the Trials of Apollo series. For some reason I thought this was a trilogy. It's not, it's ongoing. I did not realize this, but I've been really enjoying it. I love Rick Riordan. I had stepped away from the world for a while. I read Percy Jackson like 2 years ago now, and I wanted to get into more Rick Riordan. It's about Apollo. He has been stricken down from the gods. He's no longer a god. He's become mortal, but it's about his trials to become a god again. It just follows some of the characters that we know and love, like Percy makes an appearance. There's some from the Heroes of Olympus series, which I haven't read and totally spoiled myself reading this series. I thought this was a shorter series, so I would be done it quicker and then I would go to Heroes of Olympus, but boy was I wrong. I really enjoyed this. I love the different things that they go through. I like the setting. I like how it takes place in like different worlds. This one was, I don't know, I don't think I enjoyed this one as much as the first one. I still gave it 4 stars. It was still fun. I love Apollo. I think he's definitely growing more as a character. There's a lot of character development. He's not so egotistical. He's not like worried about himself. There's still those moments, and some of it is a little childish at times, but I think he's definitely growing as a character. He's seeing mortals as they are. He's coming to appreciate them more. We get to know more about his backstory. You get to hear about like Roman history and things like that. So I love these because they're like educational in a fun way. So I just really been liking the series, and I plan to continue on. I have put the 4th one on my anticipated reads for the year. So yeah, 4 stars. Then the next one is Lumberjanes, and this one I think was volume 10. Oh my god, I cannot believe how many volumes of Lumberjanes that there are. I love Lumberjanes. It's about this all-girls camp, and it's about like friendship, and it just follows this group of characters. They all have like their different strengths, and of course they run into the most weirdest things at this camp. There's like magical bears and time portals and traps and yetis and like all kinds of crazy stuff, and they are the ones that always find it, get into mischief and mayhem, and it's just so much fun. This is a middle grade series, but I love it. This wasn't my favorite one, but I did love seeing their parents. This is Parents' Day. All the parents come to visit, and I love seeing that. You get more of a history about the characters and just seeing how their families were so different. One of the characters has a Spanish family, and there is some Spanish mixed in there. So it was really nice to see that. There's also like a couple that is, I believe she has 2 dads. Like it's so much fun. I love this series. It's such a feminist read for a middle grade. And this wasn't my favorite, but I still really enjoyed it. So I gave this 4 out of 5 stars as well. Just so much fun. They're such quick reads. Like you can sit down and read them within like 15 minutes. Next we have Vicious, and I had received this for Christmas from Brian. I was really excited. I was trying to find it everywhere. I feel like there's just been a lot of talk about V.E. Schwab recently. I mean, there's always talk about her. She's an amazing writer. And so I was eager to see what the hype is around Vicious, and I picked it up, and oh boy, did I just eat this up. For some reason, I didn't realize that this is like a modern story, and it is about superpowers. I didn't realize that, and it probably would have never picked it up, except for the title is super intriguing. So this follows 2 guys in college, and they are best friends, and basically they're really smart, okay? They're really smart. They're pre-med students, and they decide that they are going to try to find out if like extraordinary people are real and what makes them extraordinary. And so they conduct these experiments to find out whether or not that's real or not, and they end up getting powers themselves. This jumps around in a timeline, so you get while they were in college and performing these things, and you also get like the current situation and things. So it bounces back and forth, so little parts are revealed at a time, which makes it a little mysterious. You get to find out like they have like a falling out and why and things like that. I need to take a breather. And what's happening, you also get to meet other extraordinary people with superpowers, and they end up picking like some little girl off the road, and she has a superpower and like things like that. And this was just, it was mysterious, it was action-packed, I felt like it was fast-paced. I liked the jump in the timeline. I didn't find it too confusing at times. This by far was my favorite read of the month. I absolutely loved it. This was my 1 5-star read for the month. It was just so much fun. I love Victoria Schwab's writing. It's like sophisticated and mysterious, but a little bit of sassy and dark humor in there. I love Victor. There's just something very attractive about Victor, and I'm slightly terrified about this attraction, but also kind of digging it. I don't really understand yet. I don't know what's happening. I kind of picture him as like evil Eddie Redmayne. Is it Redmayne? Super blonde hair, and there's just something about him that I really like. I don't know what it is. I haven't been able to place it yet. Who knows? At least I know there's heat in this house. We don't have to see me in a coat no more. I'm wearing 10 layers. Okay, then the next thing was the Doughtnut Kingdom. This is part of the Cucumber Quest series. This is a middle grade graphic novel series. This is a new to me series. I've been looking for something new and fun. I love middle grade graphic novels. There's just something about them. They tend to be my favorite. This one was really cute. I love the art style in it. There aren't any like harsh lines, if that makes any sense. Like there's not any black lines separating things. Like it's like just colors. I don't know how to explain it, but this follows, I believe his name is Cucumber, and basically he's from the Doughtnut Kingdom, and this evil like witch person has come and taken over the kingdom, and she's gonna bring back like this big evil knight that had been put away years ago. And his dad, who's like the king or whatever, is like, all right son, it's your time, you need to be a hero. And he's like, I don't want to be a hero, I just want to go to school. And his sister wants to be a hero, but they're like, you're a girl, you can't be a hero. So they send him off on the quest, but his sister ends up coming along with him, and it's them. He's using like his smarts, she's using like her bravery, and all the people that they come across and help and further their quest. And it was lots of fun. I thought it was really cute. I think I will continue on just because I liked it. I love the artwork. There's like little character cards like at the end, and they're really cute and funny. I don't know, it was just such a fun read. I really enjoyed it. It was really quick. Was it the best thing I ever read? No. But I found it enjoyable. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And then the last thing that I have to talk to you guys about was one of the audiobooks that I listened to is My Sister the Serial Killer. I just was really intrigued by the cover, the premise, like all of it. This follows, I believe, an African family, and this is about, oh god, I can't remember their names. Why am I so bad at this? I think it's Cordia? I think it's Corday Aola. I think that's her name. I think Corday. That is the sister whose point of view we're from. This is almost like a journal setup, in my opinion. Like we only get her point of view, and it's just basically her thoughts in that moment. It doesn't get too much deeper than that. This is basically her. It's from her point of view. She helps her sister cover up the death of her sister's boyfriend, and she says it was self-defense. So you find out that this has been like a pattern that her sister has shown, and basically right off the bat, you know, she's like, you know, if you kill like more than 3 people, you're a serial killer. But this follows the bond that they have as sisters. The way Corday is very protective of Aola, even though, you know, like she obviously doesn't need protecting, but she protects her. Like she's the smarts and her sister just does whatever the hell she wants, and it's kind of been that way their whole life. You get to find out like the differences that they have. Like her sister is known for being very beautiful, getting what she wants, and Corday is not, but she's very smart. But this was just interesting. You get like a little bit into their backstory. You get to see what happened. This follows like events that happen when accidentally like tell someone what's going on and the consequences from that and things like that. But overall I thought this was an interesting premise. I liked hearing about the sister bond that they had and the things that they went through and how they were dealing with things together. But I will say I felt like just a little let down by the overall story. I think it could have been more exciting. Like it was just very anticlimactic in my opinion. I could tell what was going to happen pretty early on, but there was just something about it that I just felt let down. Like there was no point in the book where I was like, this is the climax. Like it just kind of was like straight lining it the whole way through. I also felt like there was some parts to it that just kind of were to beef up the story. I think I wanted more action, and there isn't really any action in this. There's a few parts where they do some things, but overall it's not like intense or exciting. And I think when you have serial killer in your title, those are 2 things that you probably need your story to be. The overall idea is really fun. I think that it just could have been executed a little better. I would have liked to have seen more into like maybe different points of views, maybe the boyfriend's points of views, the family's point of views, like other things would have made this a little bit better. Or I think our main character just didn't have that much personality. I think that's part of her personality, is that she has no personality, which really doesn't help us much. But I think if she would have been a little more interesting, I would have felt more towards her sister rather than just like Bitch, why? Why you keep doing this? Just stop. I still gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because again, I thought it was interesting. You get to see a little bit into the culture and things like that, but just, I just wish that the story would have been like more beefed up, more intense, maybe some other points of views. So those are the 5 things that I can tell you about this month. I'm so sorry. I hope that you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future wrap-ups from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.